Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I just want to give you a couple of numbers first before we start this off. The Nassau County Police Department has 322 marked vehicles. 60 of them are mechanical at this time and waiting service. 15 are totaled, leaving 262 cars to cover the 322 posts. Of these vehicles, 120 of them have over 100,000 miles. 52 of them have over 150,000 miles. And 8 of them have over 200,000 miles. And if you see any Crown Victorias out there, I just want to let you know they're no longer in production, and those vehicles are 2007s and 2008 vehicles, 11 and 12 years old. We also had to borrow the detention bus from the Sheriff's Department. We have a marked Sheriff's Department bus that transports our prisoners back and forth to court. That's because the Nassau County Police Department detention bus, which is 18 years old, has been out of service for 2 months now, awaiting repair. Fleet Service Bureau, which takes care of, obviously, the fleet, is down to 25 mechanics. And at one time, we boasted 70 mechanics that worked on our vehicles. The primary and most essential function of government is to provide safety for its residents. Once again, the county executive has failed the residents of Nassau County by allowing the police fleet to fall apart. We, the Nassau County police officers, cannot be effective without basic resources. No matter how good we are at what we do, we need to patrol vehicles. By allowing this to happen, our response times to calls could be possibly doubled. This will certainly lead to deaths and serious injuries. We will not be able to patrol effectively. We will not be able to be proactive. The county has doubled the cars, thus cutting the amount of patrols in half. We have petitioned the county multiple times in order for them to fix these problems, only to fall on deaf ears. So here we are today, publicly, making a plea to the county executive to hold true to her oath of office and fix these problems so that we can do our jobs most effectively and keep the residents of Nassau County safe. You will see the pictures here. I like this one the most. Have jagged edges. This is inside a patrol car on a door. Jagged open edges. That's my police officers safety. They get, God forbid, they got in a car accident and rip their arm in half. You have cars that are duct taped, holding fenders together. This is not how the Nassau County Police Department or Nassau County is supposed to be. I see that the county executive is going to put $15 million towards renovating the parks. That's a good thing. The park should be renovated. It's a good thing for the county. But at the same time, the police fleet is falling apart. It looks terrible, and worse than it looking terrible, it's dangerous. It's dangerous for the public. Any questions?
How do these vehicles get like this? I mean, how do the jagged edges, get to be popping out that severe?
They're old cars. Like I said, I was telling you, these cars have 100, 150, 200,000 miles, 2007s, 2008s, just wear and tear. And then, yeah, I know exactly what my treasurer just enlightened me about, but these cars are on patrol 365 days a year, 24/7. These cars get beat up, and they have to be replaced. By not replacing them, you're putting the public in jeopardy, because when you take a car and you put it out mechanical, the police officer jumps in with another car. So there's only one patrol being done instead of 2 patrols. And your response times to calls are doubled because you have half the fleet out there.
Can you point to any specific examples where an officer or a member of the public has been harmed as a result of this?
Well, thank God at this point we're here, and we're trying to enlighten the public, and hopefully the county executive hears me, that we haven't had a terrible incident, but we will. It's just a matter of time.
What has been the response from the county executive, if any?
Well, you know what, we petitioned the Commissioner of Police, he asked for the money to get these cars, to be allocated, and he's being turned down. So it's, you know, listen, I'm the president of police union, if there's anything goes on wrong here, it's on me. Whether one of my delegates, trustees, or one of my executive board guys that, you know, does something wrong, or, you know, I own it. County executive is the leader of the county, she owns what's going on here.
Was there ever an attrition formula that was used here? Is this something?
That's a
new
better
that
question,
you-
that's a better question for the county.
About how long has this problem been going on? Is this a few months, a year, 2 years?
We've been dealing with this at this point probably for the last 3 or 4 months where we've been petitioning the county.
But how long have like these conditions, I guess, been popping up where you're getting the jagged edges, everything holding trends together?
Probably the last year it's been critical.
Have you
Have
ever
you-
had
have
a
you
car
requested
break
any-
down in service?
I'll get you next.
Have you ever had a car break down in service
Oh,
that actually impeded
over and
a
over again,
chase or something?
over and over again. And again, like we were talking about earlier, myself and my second vice president, you know, we need cars out there. Pretty soon, what they're doing, where they're doubling cars, we're gonna have like one bus and we're gonna have 20 police officers there. You know, when you go to a scene, you have a horrific scene like you had the other day at the railroad. You need multiple cars there, you know, to divert the traffic, to handle what's going on. You use cars to obstruct roadways, police cars. So when you don't have extra cars, you're in a situation where you're not gonna succeed.
What is the difference between petitioning this administration as opposed to the previous one?
We didn't
Did you-
have these problems with the last administration.
So these problems only came up in the last year?
Yes. When
But
we.
these cars are clearly older. I mean,
Yes,
so-
but what they're doing is they're not purchasing them at a rate in which they're replacing and keeping cars in reserves. Throughout my career, there's always been spare cars in commands.
So under the Mangano administration, there were spare cars?
There were spare cars, yes.
Do you have like approximate,
this as a-
approximately how many?
I'm sorry?
Approximately how many would you need in reserve?
In a command, well, there should be at least 3 or 4 cars in reserve. Yeah, and we're in the first precinct, for the better part of the year, they've been 5 or 6 cars short in the precinct going into every shift. And not the 3 or 4 on top of it. So, you know, you're looking at 8 or 9 cars short of what you should have in that precinct.
Jim, I'm just a little confused. We're over at headquarters a lot. We see a lot of nice brand new trucks in the parking lot. We don't see these cars. I mean, there's a fleet of brand new Tahoes over there. Can you just explain that?
You seen a fleet of brand new Tahoes?
The black
Just
trucks.
take a picture for me
Lots of
next time you're
vehicles.
there and show me these cars, because I never seen them.
Not for you guys. But
Yeah.
Black trucks.
Yeah.
Unmarked cars.
Oh, unmarked cars. Well,
Yes,
then,
the
again,
new ones.
that's what we're having problem with. And listen, patrol is where everything, you know, gets done first. It's nice that you're gonna get the cars out to, you know, chiefs and everything else that get their cars because they have to respond also, but they're not responding to the calls for service every day. These cars, these unmarked cars, should be marked cars first before they ever give out, you know, brand new cars to chiefs or commissioners or anybody like that, or even civilians, because that happens too. Anything else, guys?
That's it.
So how many requests, formal requests have been put in under this administration?
Well, you know what, we call, you know, we meet, myself, my second vice president, meet with the commissioner, he, you know, he's asking for these cars, but he's not getting them. We've,
I think they raised the amount that they were requesting over the last 2 years. This year, I think it was double of the previous 2 years. But like we mentioned before, that's not even gonna be close to adequate.
anybody else? Well, thank you very much. One more? No more.
Oh.
Thank you very much for coming out.
Okay.
Thank you.